Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. It's showtime. Hi, guys. I'm back again. More casual. Totally cash. Guild Wars 2. Lovely. So, Zuzi here. I'm going to finish the map completion in Fields of Ruin, and then probably swap over to yet another alt to level up. I enjoy mixing things up. Congratulations on surviving until the weekend, presumably. Technically not started, but from the I don't have to work anymore today point of view, the weekend has begun. Return to my previous map, the Fields of Ruin. Where I'm currently at 65% of the map complete. And good evening. Excuse me. To whomever has joined me. I'm allergic to people, evidently, and your mere presence has made me cough and hack. Barf up a hairball. Technically, there was no hairball involved. Technically. Where is there a cave back here? Maybe not. Maybe I'm confused. No, it's here. We've got a POI to get, and we'll grab that first. Not freaking grab onto things. God, I hate that so much. Please, ArenaNet, please. And we've got the POI. Now we need to take care of the heart, which will involve murdering a bunch of sharks. Time for a little bit of cat cruelty.
Rage at maximum.
Oh, Brutal Ben is destroying the supplies. I probably ought to help with that. Get him, Ben. Kill the dude, and now we'll slowly whittle away at his mortar, because apparently it's easier to kill a guy than a mortar. Significantly. And Ben just goes charging off again. I don't understand why he does that. Oh, that's...
There's the power.
Indeed, there is the power. I am the powerful. Sort of. Not really. So, just some more casual leveling tonight. I think I'll be doing... some Guardian when we finish up here. Oh, the hyena. The hyena kill stole from me. What the hell, man?
There's the power.
Oh, renegade battle plans. Char renegades. supplies, getting closer. A few more of them gotta die. Oh, more supplies. So when we finish this up, finish off this map, probably swap onto a Guardian, I think, for later. Saw a new Guardian build. One of the content creators for Guild Wars 2. Can't remember his name. Began with an M. Anyway, on Reddit today, he linked in a video of his where he did something I've been wanting them to do for a long time, which is instead of doing optimal builds for instanced play, I wanted to see optimal builds for single player play. What kind of numbers a really good player could get with just providing boons and buffs for himself. And it was a hammer longbow build for Dragon Hunter. So I want to futz around with the hammer a little bit. Because, for a guy like me who mostly plays solo, it really doesn't matter the damage DPS numbers that they share with all the buffs up. Because I don't play with, oh my god, fricking invisible walls. Because I don't play in groups where I always have all of the buffs up, so I'm curious to see how well I can do against those numbers. The actual open world numbers that matter for a solo player, which is how much they can self-provide, how much damage they can dish out without being so fragile they insta-die.
Maximum pain. There's the power.
And I know they've made a lot of changes with Hammer. I really liked Hammer while leveling my very first Guardian, I remember. But generally, most of my Guardianing has been done with two-hander and something else. Greatsword and something else, I should be specific. So I was a little surprised to see that it was a hammer. And longbow instead of greatsword and longbow. And I certainly like the longbow for the range option that it gives. And so I almost always am running a longbow, greatsword when I'm running content on my Guardian. Get up, you lazy lump! Sometimes you just gotta yell at him.
Red sighting! To arms!
So that's the entirety of my plans for the evening. I would personally say that calling those plans is a gross overstatement.
Rage at maximum.
My rage is at maximum. Not quite sure, but evidently it is.
Maximum pain.
rezzing the Sentinel should be enough. But the branded human, yes, going to insist on fighting.
Another testament to my greatness.
And that's another level for me, level 53. Hard complete. And I've gotten another half a level. Just right there. That is the longbow. It is better than my current longbow. That's an upgrade. Okay, and we continue on. What are we at? 70% now? Something like that. 75% done with the map. I don't know what the hit percentage actually is on map completion. My guess has always been about 40%. 30 to 40%. But I do not know for a fact what it actually is. Where you'll get a key as a reward. Fat Buddy! Good evening, my friend, and welcome to your weekend. I doubt it will live up to the excitement of the last one, but I hope it will be a good one nonetheless. Did I get more points? I did. Let's finish up. We now have access to all of our skills. Where would we like to go next? Nature magic, skirmishing, wilderness survival. Nothing else over here. So we turn right up here, and we have a hero point waiting. Gulick Oddson. So his dad was named Odd? Odds? That's an odd name. Ba-dum-boom.
There's the power.
Right there is the power, indeed. I have no idea what power I was talking about, but power for sure.
Rage at maximum.
So I would not expect any great fireworks tonight. And it's just going to be lovely.
There's the power.
Great many people might find it boring. To watch? Maybe. I find it soothing. And apparently there was a patch for Nightingale today. I'll have to take a look at that a little bit later after stream. As I have enjoyed playing Nightingale a great deal. Now, in the way of bad news,
There's the power.
evidently they've been sending out beta invites to the new Dune game. I have not received one. This leaves me embittered at the unfairness of life. But I'm not sure who I can complain to about it. Except you guys. So I'm going to complain to you guys. It's not fair. Life. I'm glad I could point that out to all of you guys who might not be aware that life is not fair. Came as a shock to me.
Here to help.
All right, we are now at 81%. Looks like we've got the middle of the map to go. Let's hit that. Now I understand why people are dubious about the new Dune game. After all, it's from Funcom. And what I find interesting, though, is the guy in charge of it, Joel Bylos, I think is his name, talked about how the work and effort they're putting in to try and make sure they get everything right. And he commented how Funcom has a reputation for having a certain quotient of jank in their games. And that's a really, really good description. And I've played almost all, if not all, of their games. I didn't play Conan Chop Chop. I played Conan, which for the first 20 levels, the first island, was great until you left Tortage, and then the game fell off a cliff. I've played an awful lot of Anarchy Online. Anarchy Online was the first MMO that ever really grabbed me and got my full attention. I've played an awful lot of Secret World and Secret World Legends. I still have both of them installed on the secondary drive, so I can drag them across into my main drive if I want to replay. I still enjoy them, even though certainly the vast majority of the opinion, in particular on Secret World Legends, is that it's high on the jank quotient. But I feel people have been overly harsh on that game. But despite this lifelong embrace of Funcom's games, they haven't sent me an email offering me an invite. So, yeah, the game's gonna suck. It's possible I'm overreacting, but not likely. No, I'm sure I'm right. So I would like to see them stick the landing on this one. I really, really would. But I do understand why people are dubious. I think dubious is a not inappropriate reaction. However, the assurance with which there are large numbers of people talking about how it's absolutely going to suck. You know, I could understand a person who, say, didn't like Secret World or Secret World Legends. But anyone who said it was shit is just wrong. Great story and the best, generally speaking, the best questing system any game has ever had, any MMO has ever had. So people see Funcom and they feel free to simply overreact and cry shit about everything. My expectation from Dune Awakening is it will have some good systems, some good stuff, and it will still have more jank than I'll be comfortable with but probably not enough jank to keep me from playing and enjoying it. You hear that, Funcom? Set me up, yo.
Rage at maximum.
You can trust me, guys. I promise.
There's the power.
There we go. Heart and level. Level's now 54. 2 levels already today. This is not good enough. So it will not lead to a change in the dies. Another player. Bopping about. What are we up to now? 90% yet? 90% on the nose. So we've got a POI here, I think at the table, right in the middle. Yep. We've got a waypoint and a heart. It's 91%. That's 93%. Another POI. 94, 95. 95. Now the heart. Alright, that quest is inside, but I believe it double dips in that it also counts as credit for the heart.
There's the power.
Renegade supplies. Renegade supplies. No, it's not counting as double dipping. Damn it. Janet. We will drop this off.
What do you need?
Okay, that did. I counted for incredibly, insultingly small amount of prog. Killing that wasp gave me like twice as much as getting 2 of the boxes for the event did. Which means the event is a complete waste of my time. As I'll get things done much faster if I don't go anywhere near it. So, this is an angry wasp nest. Does this mean it's a nest for angry wasps, or it's a wasp net that is itself angry? I don't know. I have questions. I have so many questions. Wasps are, of course, nature's assholes. Similar, from what I've been told by my Canadian friend, geese, also nature's assholes. Can't say I have ever had to deal with an angered goose, but I have seen an angry wasp or 2 in my time.
Queen should be careful with me.
And at least the geese only come like onesies, twosies. The wasps are not so generous. Should probably be enough. Yep. We are 96% done, so we have 2 or 3 things we haven't touched on yet. And we're going to have to... Well, there's one of them. Tucked in over here, I think. this one. Definitely, and a couple more after that. And we'll finish up the map, and then I'll swap characters. And that's it. We have finished. The Tyrian Explorer Society is sending us there. Congratulations. We will return to the Mistlock Sanctuary. Sell our stuff and open our box and see if we got a key. Not sure if my head numbers are right, but my brain tells me it's like 30 to 40% chance, probably closer to 30, to get a map completion key. But it's high enough. I've gotten like 3 or 4 in a row out of maps, so go ahead and sock that stuff away. Sell the junk, and the chunk's pure jade because I have 1,000 of those already. And here we go. Can we get a key? Please. Nope. We got a transmutation charge and a couple items we can't use. So we are going to leave Zuzi the Zookeeper for right now, having finished off the map she was working on. And we are going to transition over to... Yes, Celessa. A human guardian. Don't blame the color combo of her outfit on me. That's random. And she's also in Mistlock Sanctuary. Good place to leave your characters. I got some stuff I can drop off in the bank. Black lion chests. And that'll do it, I guess. What is up with the shoulders sitting there? I can't wear those. Greatsword. Ah, I'm using the Dreambound Greatsword. That's right. That's the leveling Greatsword. So that can get immediately deconstructed, as can that. On account of their useless for me.
Begin destruction protocol.
And currently, they are wielding. I was playing around with the Guardian pistols. So we're going to be doing pistols and a freaking hammer. Wrong buttons. You play so many games, half the time you're hitting the button for the wrong game. That's level 26 and she's level 34. Close enough. What was she last doing? Meet Logan at his office. Oh, do I have to? Oh, he's so boring. Sorry. Fine. Divinity's reach around. He's just the most boring. His voice work in this game, I found, was really boring, not interesting, subpar. His voice work in Star Wars The Old Republic, on the other hand, was one of the highlights, at least voice-wise. So I just got the feeling they just didn't give him anything to work with here in Guild Wars 2. Hi, Logan. I don't remember what I took for the next tier of the storyline for this character.
You're just in time. Minister
Is it
Conicus
the
says
circus?
there's a child
I
missing.
think this is the circus.
As part of my community outreach
It is, it's the
program,
carnival.
Ministry officials treated a group of orphans.
This character
to a day
always
at the
wanted to go,
carnival.
always wanted to
One
run
of the
off and join
boys
the
wandered
carnival as a
off,
kid.
and now we can't find him. Poor little guy.
That's one of the choices.
I can help search for him, Minister.
Good. I leave this in your hands, then. Since Captain Thackeray has such faith in you, so do I. I need to
You
get
know, his
back to the
beard
ministry.
loudly
We'll talk
proclaims
again
that he's a
soon.
bad guy.
The boy's name is Garen. He's 10 years old and wearing a red shirt.
He is
I've got
a
Seraph out
World War
searching, too.
II rifle.
Never seen Conicus so worried. Must be
An
concerned
M1
with
Garand.
political career.
I hope the boy's all right. I'll start by asking around at the carnival. Maybe someone saw him.
The circus has a performance every afternoon. If you head down there and talk to the entertainers, you might find someone who can tell us more.
Thanks, Logan. Your input, as always, worth everything I paid for it. Every penny I paid. Coming in for a landing. I would like to continue my story, The Floating Griswold. I love the little resonance between this and one of the starting storylines for the Asura. Teo, the awful initial antagonist you have as an Asura, has invented something called a Griswold. And here we are.
Father, if you get tired
whirling
at all,
Griswold.
you must tell me. You're still healing.
Oh, Petra, you worry too much. I'm fine.
I'm fine. Really?
Yes, Father.
Ugh.
Let me know if you need anything.
Speak with my friend. Hi, Petra.
Yes?
I'm here on official business, Logan asked me. Oh, look, it's starting. Go ahead and tutorialize myself on the weapons, the pistols, dual pistol, Guardian.
Carnival Gambard.
And after all,
I'm afraid our clown couldn't
Sexy.
make it. He was feeling kind of funny. Instead, I had hand-selected
Feeling
three of
kinda
our most
funny.
impressive performers to entertain you. Stand back and prepare to be amazed.
he is Boris the Beast.
I am Boris, the Beast, the strongest man in Tyria.
With the
I
worst
can break
Slavic
anything.
accent.
I need volunteer. Any of you sturdy-looking men in audience care to come up here?
Me! Watch this, sweetie. That guy's a pushover compared to me.
Which one's your girlfriend you're calling sweetie?
Mister,
Because
I'm
there's a
so humble.
guy there and a guy here and no other sweetie near you. I mean, the circus devotees was behind you.
Only the finest dwarven tools can even chip this hardy stone. Go ahead, sir. Take this hammer and give it a whack.
Wow, that's the real thing, all right.
Not even a mark. Better get some exercise, sonny boy. Now, witness an incomparable feat of strength. Yeah!
You'll note that the guy who whiffed is standing next to this guy. So, the honey he was referring to, sweetie he was referring to.
With my
I'm just
sixth
saying.
sense, I shall look
I don't have a
into
problem
the
with
future.
that.
Trust Madam Gilda,
Just
my
sweetie
puppies.
is a bit much.
Wait, I'm sensing something. A very powerful energy coming from someone in the audience.
I have an enormous amount of
I
energy.
sense someone with a gentle spirit,
As you can tell
but a
by how
fierce
much I'm
temper.
currently
A name that
exerting
starts with
on your behalf.
P?
Hey, that sounds
Takes a
like
lot of
you,
energy to
Petra.
keep me conscious.
Me? Oh my goodness. Maybe she sees a handsome man in my future.
Petra, is it? I foresee that you will inspire others through dark times. Good luck to you, my dear. My sixth sense grows weary, and I must rest. Thank you all.
Wow, that was
If you wish to know your fortune,
impressive.
come by my tent later and cross my palm with coin.
Mesmer tricks. Not that impressed. Come on, Chakravarti. Get together with it.
Keep
Let's
your
go.
distance, please. The pernicious viper is one of the deadliest species in Tyria. It's 10 times more venomous than a cave spider. 20 times more aggressive than... Hey, Wrigley, get back here. Hey, that's not supposed to happen. No, Wrigley's gone rogue. Help! Someone help! He'll kill us all!
Time to do some real damage.
Thank you. Thank you. I mean, all part of the act, folks. Just one of Madame Gilda's illusions. Yes, just an illusion. Poor Wrigley.
Oh, poor Wrigley. I really liked his spearmint gum.
That's all, folks.
Actually, when I
Thank
was a
you
kid, I
for
liked
visiting
juicy
the
fruit.
Carnival Gambard.
Not a fan of any
Be
of the
sure to
mint
purchase our
gums.
newest souvenir, the floating Griswell. A toy to amaze your friends and baffle your enemies. Until next we meet, my beloved audience, farewell.
Pardon the yawn. Check in with my friend again. Petra?
Yes?
Glad you're both all right, Petra. I'm looking for a little boy named Garrett. He's still missing. Seen anything odd? I'll ask around. I'll ask the circus performers. Start with Madame Gilda. I will stand here until you answer my questions.
God's blessings! Your aura reveals much about you. Tell Madame Gilda what it is you are seeking.
I'm looking for a lost boy who may have come this way. He's about 10, wearing a red shirt. Have you seen any unattended children?
I have not, but boys love snakes and snails and scaly drake tails. I'd talk to the snake charmer if I were you.
Thank you. I'll do that.
Pretty good thinking.
I see it. I see that you will find the child. You will, however, also uncover startling secrets. Beware the Griswirl!
Okay, that's a bit dramatic. Can you tell my future? Of course I can. You have but to ask. Consider your question carefully. Let me check my actual creation story. That one. Ferocity. Will I become a great hero like Logan Thackeray? See great deeds in your future, but you'll suffer a great loss before your tale ends. Keep your courage close. Logan Thackeray. Oh my god. Fabulous. Oh, that's not your first name?
Pardon me.
Hey, we've got
I'm
the same
looking for a
hairdo.
boy in a red shirt. He strayed from his group and hasn't returned. I'm hoping he came this way.
And I'm glad he's wearing a
I
uniform
saw
in
a
even
boy.
worse taste than
He asked
mine.
if I'd ever met a snake I couldn't tame. I told him that snakes just need love, like everybody else.
Interesting. But did you see where the kid went?
Yeah, he called me a weirdo and went to gawk at Boris the strongman.
Well, I can see the weirdo part. I'll leave you to it then, Boris. Hey, bad enough.
Hey, Skinny! Come test your strength against
What, you're daring
Boris.
a girl?
Boris is daring you!
No time for that. I'm looking for a boy in a red shirt.
Am I allowed to use my
I'm told he
guns?
came
Think
this
I'll
way. Have
win.
you seen him?
Yes, Boris has seen Boy. He asked how to build bigger muscles. Boris told him he must work hard. He said he'd rather have a Griswirl and went to the stables.
Griswirl? That's the second time I've heard that word. What is it?
Boris does not know. Boris suspects, but Boris does not speak until he is certain. Go to the stables. You will see for yourself.
Boris has a suspiciously poor Slavic accent. Griswirl. Griswirl.
Griswirl. Griswirl. Griswirl.
Excuse me. I'm looking for a lost child, a little boy, around 10 years old in a red shirt. His name's Garand.
No entry. Employees only. Unauthorized access. Kill the intruder.
Kill?
What? Look, Slackjaw, I don't want any trouble. Stay away from me.
Kill the intruder. Hey, Rube! Hey, Rube!
Interesting. Lee, hey Rube is actually a thing they say in the carnivals when there's trouble. I learned about that when I was a kid. I think it might have been from an Encyclopedia Brown story. Possibly the Hardy Boys. God, I'm old. And back to Logan. He's not a hero, all right? He's a loser. And as Preach has hypothesized, the reason Queen Jenna never wears shoes is she found Logan Thackeray sniffing her shoes. And so to deny him his weirdo-ness, that she no longer wears shoes. And so he always refers to Logan Thackeray as the filthy shoe sniffer. It's just one man's theory. That's all I'm saying.
There's something rotten at that carnival. I couldn't find the boy, but I believe the workers know something. I was ambushed by a pack of glassy-eyed carnies.
Carnies don't trust outsiders. Maybe you should go undercover. There's a carnival training camp near Beetleton. If you can get hired, they'll be more likely to talk freely to you.
Join the carnival? You have no idea how long I've been waiting to hear that. I'm in.
I'll be just outside.
I've been practicing to be a carnival geek ever since I was
when you learn something.
So high.
Or if you need help.
If you're not familiar, the actual origin of the phrase geek is a carnival performer who does outrageously, usually disgusting things, famously like biting the heads off chickens. Hey, the chicken started the trouble, okay? Well, let's see. No, I think we'll keep the heroes band for now. I have a new bag, but my bags are already full. It's 12 slots. I will drop that off into my... It's character, it's soulbound. Ugh. Well, I have an 8-slot leather bag and an 8-slot leather bag. So, what we're going to do, we can scoot these down a bag and yoink the second leather bag 8-slotter. Drop the 12-slotter in its place. This one's soulbound as well, but we can sell that. A new pistol? It's better than my current pistols. I will equip this one in the offhand. Yep.
Power flow at 30%. Rerouting.
Exit. And I'm going to join the carnival, guys. And all I can say about that is... I don't think I can be accused of singing at you. That wasn't really singing. It wasn't humming either. It was... simming? Hinging? Hunging. Hunging sounds smutty. I'm going to go with that.
I've lived in Beetleton.
Clown College. I've had some clown professors, but they weren't at clown colleges.
Better be careful around here, stranger. Lots of ways for a snooper to get hurt. Accidentally, I mean. What do you want?
I want to join the carnival. Can you give me my big break? I just need the opportunity to show off my talents.
What have we here? Ladies and gentlemen, it's audition time. Winners get applause, losers get rotten fruit. Either way, it'll be a show worth watching.
How fun. This darling optimist is being granted a grand solipsism. Let's see those exhibition skills.
Wait, the mime talks?
Of course. He's a mime, not a mute. Step right up. All you have to do is pass the magic trine. 3 circus challenges.
The mime, the clown, and I will test your talent. Once we see what you can do, we'll know what to do with you. Let the show begin!
All right. We're going to start with the tamer. I think we've got to defeat. Is it the cat? Cats.
Panache, I am mightily impressed.
Panache indeed. That's my middle name. It's not actually Panache. The clown, he wants me to tell a joke. I'm game. What do I have to do? A clown has 2 key functions: to make people laugh and to star in their nightmares. We'll start with the laughs. Proof you've got what it takes. Tell me your best joke. A Norn, a Char, and an Asura walk into a tavern. And the Norn says to the Char, I'm Asura, that little fella's going to drink us under the table. Maybe it's just the ale talking, but you got me all charged up. Nope. I'm in the mood for singing, dancing, and fighting. Let's start a war band. There we go. Ha! Now that's a good joke. You sure you're just an amateur? You sound like you've been wearing the baggy pants and floppy shoes for years. Needless to say, you pass. Thank you, thank you. No applause, just throw gold.
Ha! Good one. There's funny and there's clown funny. You qualify.
Now it's going to be emotes. The emote icon is going to pop up there, and I just have to hit the appropriate emote icon that will pop up down here. Want to join the carnival? You need to defeat me in the age-old tradition of the mime battle. Mime battle? I perform certain actions. You mimic them exactly, but know this. My silent portrayal of life's subtle intricacies are unparalleled. I can make you laugh or move you to tears without saying a word. All right? Let's go. He looks like he's cowering. That's a thumbs up. He's standing proudly. So am I. That's a thumbs up. He shrugged. I shrugged. He's standing proudly. I'm standing proudly again. He's standing proudly, in case I didn't stand proudly correctly the first 2 times. He's cowering again, because he's a chicken. He waves. I wave. He cowers again. I cower again.
Your body ripples like a river over solid rock.
I've heard that
Your wits
many
get
times.
Stage a mesmer. You stand at the precipice of stardom. Your talent will astound audiences. Millions will lavish you with adulation.
That's
He speaks true.
as is appropriate.
You passed all 3 tests with flying colors. You'll be amazing. And you even look great in tight pants.
I'm not
Just
comfortable
wait
with
until
that.
the ringmaster gets a load of you. He's always looking for fresh talent.
The ringmaster? Is he the boss? When do I get to meet him?
Patience, earnest neophyte. The ringmaster returns this evening with toys from Uzalan's workshop, including a fresh batch of Griswirls.
Relax. You're one of us now, so you have free run of the place. Just stay out of the warehouse. The ringmaster doesn't like anyone going in there without permission.
Oh, I totally won't go in there without permission. Wink, wink. Investigate the warehouse. It's the missing kids. One of them even has a red shirt.
You overstayed your welcome, Rube.
Damn! How did I get here?
Next batch, please.
What just happened? What just happened? Head. What just happened?
Where am I? I don't like it here. I want to go home.
Hi, Logan. Boy, he's just walking incredibly meaningfully.
Logan, I found the boy. He's fine, physically, but something has affected his mind. It has something to do with a weird toy. The Carnies know more than they're letting on.
It's probably a Nintendo DS.
Hand it over, Garand. As for you, Carney, tell me what's going on here, or you'll spend the rest of your life in a cell for kidnapping this boy.
When you put it like that, we needed kids to test Uzalan's Griswirls. And if you want to find the ringmaster, there's a meeting tonight for new recruits. That's all I know.
It's a start. Stick around, you clown. Yeah.
If they can't get any crazier, I might as well tackle the inventor in his toy shop. My current two-hander. Ah, that's right, it's leveling, so I already have all of these skins. Ooh, is it a better hammer than I currently have? That would be nice. It's not. Sad to say, it's not. Crafting supplies. Spear gun we can't use. Chest piece we can't use. And an axe we could use. So we'll set it there. And as always, salvage.
Power flow at 30%.
The bits and
Rerouting.
pieces. Alright, we're off to the Toy Master's workshop. Which I don't remember exactly where it is. It is down there in the next map. Kessex Hills. The Artist's Workshop. Griswirl. Griswirl.
This is the path to Uzalan's workshop. From here on in, things are likely to get
Weird? I like weird. I have no fear of weird.
Come out, Uzalan. You can't hide in that talking box forever.
Hypnotized carnival performer.
I've spotted the enemy.
Oh, they're invincible, invulnerable.
goon was talking to this statue for some reason. We should take a closer
The
look.
Uzocom 2000. Who's there? Not another one of those clowns, I hope. Have you come to rescue Uzalan the toy maker? Or are you just looking for an autograph? We've come to talk, Uzalan. Rescuing you is just the first step. You are Uzalan, right? No, you dolt. I'm a perfect mechanical copy. Of course I'm Uzalan. I'm speaking to you through the fantabulous Uzocom 2000. These clowns have trapped me inside my workshop. To be succinct, help! We're here to find out more about your invention, the Griswirls. What can you tell us? Nothing. At least not while I'm trapped in my workshop. I'll be happy to tell you all about the floating Griswirl just as soon as you get rid of all these clowns that are trying to kill me. Settle down. We'll solve the clown problem for you, and then we'll talk.
I'm starting to see why some people hate clowns.
Time to do some feel the fury.
Head. My head. My head. I'll see you again.
Oh, Logan. You useless sack.
Was somebody just hitting me?
My head.
Love shiny.
Dying.
Hey, was somebody just hitting me?
My head.
Let's try a little hammering time, huh?
Feel the fury.
My head. My head.
The auto attack hits pretty hard.
My head.
Ow, watch it. That thing's live.
All right, Mr. High and Mighty Inventor. I'm going to prove that your brains are no match for my bombs.
What? With that tiny little firecracker? Oh, don't make me laugh.
Tiny? This is my biggest cannonball. It even explodes on command. All I have to say is, bomb, go boom.
Okay. Uzalan. And that was Big Top Bruno, the human cannonball. Almost as intelligent as his namesake. Take a bow, Bruno. We're here to rescue you. You all right? Some rescue. The only thing saving my neck from those madmen is this force field that I built to protect my blueprints from thieves. A force field which has been my prison for hours now. We'll get you out, don't worry. But what did the Carnies want? Considering the drivel they kept shouting, I imagine they wanted the schematics for one of my astonishing inventions. I'm famous, you know. Uzalan the inventor. We're here about your floating Griswirls. The Carnival's using them as a mind control device. I'll help you once I'm free. The turbo buzzers around the room should overload the force field if you destroy them, but be forewarned. I've installed electrifying countermeasures, or for would-be vandals. All right, sit tight, inventor. We'll have you out in a second. It's a toy golem.
Feel the fury. Time to do some real damage. Hurts, doesn't it?
Oh, you little snot. Stop with the knockbacks! Missed me. Granted, it's because I dodged. Oh my god, it's still coming. These little toy golems are awful. Oh, there's another one.
I'll see you again.
Why are you talking to the thing we just blew up, Thackeray? You slackwit. Oh, there's one more over here.
Intruders detected. Activating birthday entertainment protocols.
You've activated the Uzitron 7000. You were all
Pay for
dead,
your
doomed by
disrespect.
my own genius. How pathetic.
Uzalan?
All right. right. We freed you. Now tell us about the Griswirls.
The Griswirls temporarily render the weak-willed susceptible to suggestion. They make any party 33% more fun. The Ringmaster loved it. He was very complimentary at first.
We think the Ringmaster is planning something big.
I'm not surprised. He asked many questions about increasing the Griswirls' power and range. He wanted the schematics, but I refused on principle.
Could he modify the Griswirls you made? Maybe use a super-powered version to affect a large group of people.
Yes, he's clever enough to pull that off. And if that's his plan, he'll probably do it at the circus's next big show, when his audience will be as fast as possible.
Great Cormier, he could incite a full-scale riot. The Seraph would have to respond with force. It'd be a bloodbath. We've got to stop him.
Yes. Sadly, the Seraph would be the ones who were killed by the mob. Ooh. New pants, but they're not very good. So, we level up, but we don't get a new item of attire, so we don't get to re-dye our clothing yet. New shoes, I take it back. We do get to alter our dyes. Currently, it's just not a very good look. It's not slimming.
This is the only proper course.
Oh, more. Put all that stuff away. Consume all those. Put that there, that there. We're another level. 10 more hero points. Go us. We are currently level 35. It's 45 for the next batch. Is it Radiance? Yeah, we want Radiance. We'll start training up Radiance. And randomly change our dies, as is tradition. So, I mean, that's not terrible. It's just not very good either. So, what we get for our new dye selection? Not great. Rawhide, Spring Leaf, and Aquatint. It's not terrible, but... Occasionally, random will give you something that looks surprisingly cool. And quite frequently, it'll give you something that looks, I'll be generous, hilarious. Griswirl. Griswirl. The Ringmaster.
We live for applause, ladies and gentlemen. It's been our pleasure to entertain you.
This is the end of the show. But there's still time for one final performance.
Turn your eyes to the Ringmaster, puppets. Witness his finest moment.
What's going on? Why are they acting so strangely?
Petra, what are you doing here? Here you are. What took you so long? We've been waiting forever since we got your letter. I didn't send you a letter. You're in great danger. But I got a letter from you saying to meet you here to watch a special circus performance. You didn't send it. Who did? I can guess. The Ringmaster is evil. That's right. An evil Ringmaster. He's planning to hypnotize the crowd, make them do his bidding. That's horrible. I can't leave you here. Yeah. Thanks, Petra. Stay close. And don't look at the Griswirl. Captain Thackeray will be here soon. Unfortunately,
Are you ready to be
he's
amazed,
not very smart.
astounded, and enthralled? Truly, this will be a virtuoso masterpiece. Watch carefully, ladies and gentlemen. You won't want to miss this. And now, ladies and gents, the highlight of our show, the big finale. Please turn your attention to the floating Griswold at center stage. Watch it go round and round. That which goes up must eventually come down. Queen Jenna's Kryta has had it all. Now it and she must tumble and fall.
Ringmaster! By my authority, I order you to desist.
Oh boy.
You're under arrest for treason.
Ooh,
How
he
dare
ordered
you
me to
threaten the
desist.
Queen?
Oh, look, it's Captain Thackeray. Don't you like my fascinating Griswold? Take a closer look.
Avert your eyes, everyone. Don't look at the Griswold. He's trying to hypnotize you. Look away.
I should just say mesmerized, because everyone knows what a mesmer is. No one's going to know what a
I'd have
hypnotist
let you
is.
choke the life out of Queen Jenna, Logan. Just like she's suffocating Kryta. Think of it, Captain. Your hands crushing her throat.
Logan, don't let him get to you. He's trying to control your mind. Keep it together, and we can stop him.
Rise up, my puppets. Before we can cleanse the city of its monstrous queen, we must first crush the monsters in our midst. Get them!
Get them! And...
Falls.
The Ringmaster nearly succeeded in spreading chaos throughout the city. Despicable traitor. I'm glad he's dead.
The Queen is safe for now. I find it hard to believe this was one man's political statement, though. Who would have benefited most if he'd succeeded?
Queen Jenna has no heirs. If the Ringmaster's mob had killed her, the Ministry would have taken rulership of Kryta. With all we've seen lately, I'm convinced that...
It's a member of the Ministry. I came to the same
It's the
conclusion,
guy with
and
the
next
evil
time he makes a
beard.
mistake,
Come
we'll be
on,
ready.
how hard is this?
Well said. If I see anything suspicious, I'll let you know. Until then, may Dwayna guide your path.
Doodle-dee-doo-be-doop-doop.
What to do now?
Pants I can't wear. A chest. I think it's already got the stats. It does. That I could wear, but it's not as good. And these boots aren't going to be as good either. Sad to say. Well, higher stats. Yeah. The ring. I think it's 12. Yeah, 12 stats. So, I mean, this is what happens if you do content after you over-leveled it. The storyline
Threshold
stuff.
achieved.
The rewards are unimpressive, shall we say. We exit, and I will not do the chapter 3 of the personal story right now. We'll do a little bit more random map critter murdering and such like. Alright, we've done Queensdale. We've done Metrica. I assume we've done Wayfarer. Yes, we have. Let's see, where is the next place? We could do Brisbane, but it's kind of a pain. Ascalon? Ascalon seems okay. We'll go with Ascalon.
Hey, come talk to me.
No.
I'd rather kill Flame Legion traitors than dead Ascalon.
Into the Black Citadel we go. And right out we go.
Thanks for getting us.
Into the Diesa Plateau. And we'll start working on map completion here. Doubt we'll get it done today, but we'll give it a run. Erolozen, good evening. A raid and a follow. Well, thank you very, very much for the raid, Erolozen. I hope your stream went well. It's going to go downhill from here. Thank you very, very much for the raid. Good evening, everyone. I'm Lens. I am a variety streamer, but the game I have streamed most is Guild Wars 2 at about 1/3 of my stream time. I hope you're all having an awesome Friday night. I'll try not to ruin it. That's about the best I can promise. I have a couple of follows. I have only one spiel, and you will get it now. Welcome to my humble little stream of misfunction, malfunction, dysfunction, and frequently complete and total unfunction. You're most welcome indeed, and thank you very, very much for the follows. And thank you again for the raid, Erlosen. He thinks I'm doing fine. Ha! I've got him fooled. It'll never last. Lady Silly. I hope I pronounced that correctly. And Tiblu Paws have followed along with him. And Erolosen. Hi, guys. I'm just doing a little casual leveling up of another one of my alts. I currently have about 30 characters at the cap on my main account. And I'm just doing a little bit of casual leveling of the last few I've got. Wholesome as heck. Theoretically, sure. Reality? Sometimes I'm not entirely PG friendly. Less so. Let's go with that.
Feel the fury. Hurts, doesn't it? Time to do some real damage.
So don't expect any incredible gameplay or fascinating goings-on tonight. Raid and run, if you're hanging out and lurking, that's fine. I'm going to complain. How dare you, sir, raid me with all these people and then just vanish? I'm good with it, really. So, it's going to be pretty mellow. As all I'm doing is just leveling. This is my 5th Guardian I'm leveling.
Feel the fury.
As I said, I've got 37 character slots on this account, and like 30 of them are at the cap. And then I have another account with another 10 slots, 9 of them at cap. And I have 1 slot on each account so that I can do key farms. Because I'm not well in the head. I actually am one of the people who... I actually enjoy leveling in Guild Wars 2. I find it therapeutic is probably a bit of an overstatement. I find it relaxing. Yeah, I really enjoy it. And I've done all of the leveling content over the years. I've got 2 world completions, so none of it's new, but I also enjoy rereading books I enjoy and rewatching movies I enjoy. So it's a pretty straightforward follow through of what I enjoy. I have been playing MMOs for, I tried Ultima Online when it first came out. Didn't like it. The first one that grabbed me was Anarchy Online, and then Star Wars Galaxies. And since then, I've been playing MMOs. I don't want to say non-stop because that implies I don't sleep. But computer games have been my primary mode of entertainment for 40 years, along with reading.
Feel the fury.
And MMOs is where I spend most of my time, and has been for years. I have about 4,500 hours in Guild Wars 2. I have over 6,000. You play Star Wars Galaxies? On which of the many flavors of servers, I currently have 4 clients installed for 4 different servers. I have Legends, Restoration 3, and the Star Wars Galaxies Emu, and a 4th I don't recall off the top of my head. Thank you, Lucky Man Tada, or Lucky Man Tada. And Lady Luck Tada. Is it Tada as in Tada? The original? Yeah, that is... I can't remember the name of the current version of the server there. They're running. Something, I can never remember. But yeah, I currently have that one installed. And I am a huge fan of Galaxy. Galaxies was the one that was the game that turned me into an MMO fanatic. For those of you who are not familiar with it, the original version of Star Wars Galaxies was very, very much a sandbox. You played the Emu a little? That's the original version. Very, very much a sandbox. So very, very different from the standard Deku Mud type games like WoW. Very different from Guild Wars 2. And it was the first one that ever really sunk its claws into me and wouldn't let go. A lot of incredibly deep game system designs in the original game. So my second most played game on stream is City of Heroes. And that's another of the old school games you played since shortly after launch until it was shut down. I played off and on. If you were around early enough, if you remember the Holo Grind, which was, for those who don't know, it was the method to acquire a second character slot so you could create a Force-sensitive or Jedi character. And there were at that time about 35 professions in the game. And in short, you had to grind through to find the last missing one, and I ground through like 27 or 28 of them, and it burned me out on the game. And that was a couple weeks before the space combat launched for the game. Oh, there was a hero point up here. And I came back a number of times later. I played the NGE off and on.
Stalks, but does not always pounce.
So I've been an MMO wanderer for years. Yeah, I mean, it killed the game for me. Now, on the positive side, so the way it worked, for those who weren't around, is basically you had to master 3 or 4 of the
Congratulations to me.
Of the 35 odd professions in the game, but they didn't tell you which ones. Eventually, what they did is they dropped an item into the game called a holocron. If you're a Star Wars fanatic, you may have heard of holocrons. And what it did is, if you opened it up, it would tell you one of the professions you were missing that you would have to learn to unlock the Jedi, the Force-sensitive slot. And so the first one I opened was Carbineer. So using a carbine, I had to shoot an endless amount of creatures because XP was specific to a weapon. Or if you were using medicines to heal someone, you got XP for medicine use. So I kill a bajillion things with carbine. And
my knowledge grows.
I can then open up... Oh, we've got a dead character up here. I want to help. Are they up? No. I opened the second one, and the second one is for a profession called bioengineer. And I was really unhappy. I did not want to do bioengineer. Bioengineer was a crafting profession. And what you had to do for it, is he up? He's up, I think. Is you basically, it allowed you to, you had to sample creatures and make biological augmentations for things. Yeah, I did get him up. Okay. And I was really unhappy about it, but it turned out to be, in all of my time in MMOs, it's the most fun I've ever had with a class, or the equivalent, a profession. Because it involved doing things like putting on camouflage and masking your scent and sneaking into a rancor's den to take a big honking needle and stick it in the ass to get a sample, hop on a speeder and get out. And hopefully it wouldn't turn around too fast and take a swing at you. And then you take these samples and mix and match various critter samples, and you can design creatures that could be used by the equivalent of Beastmasters, they're called creature handlers. And you could design them to spec. And so I created found a few recipes, discovered a few recipes that made me a lot of money. And I would also do specific designs. There was a guy who wanted 3 of a particular creature called a Narglach. And he wanted them to have 6 different skills amongst the 3 Narglaches. And I managed to get it with all 6 of the specific skills on the 3 Narglaches, and he paid through the nose for it. But it was an amazing set of PvP critters to have. I grabbed the meat, right? That's bottomless stomach soldier. If you tamed a ranker, then you were a creature handler.
Need something?
But I could construct the rancors
Talk to me.
with higher stats than anything you could tame.
Need something?
So, unexpectedly, I found still my favorite all-time class or profession in any MMO ever, because I had to do it, because I was trying to open up the Force-sensitive slot to roll up a Jedi. And then the third one was Doctor, and that was really easy because you could macro that with a friend. It had a very strong macroing language, Star Wars Galaxies. And so mastering Doctor was really easy. And then the fourth one I opened was Silent, which meant you had to just try randomly until you happened to master that last profession you were missing. And like I said, I burnt through like 28 of the 35. And those are week-long, often week-long or 2-week-long process to master something. And it just burned me out on the game. Action toolbar slot 01, that sounds like a Star Wars Galaxies player. You know, and then WoW later on grabbed me, and then Guild Wars 2, from the very, very first beta test that you could buy your way into by pre-ordering the game. It took me a couple of hours. At first, Guild Wars 2, I was playing it, and I wasn't getting it. I'd say 2 hours in, I was going, I made a mistake. I want my money back. This isn't working for me at all. But I kept playing, and about, like, 2 hours later, it started to click. I started to understand. The things it was doing very differently from WoW worked just as well, but differently as WoW. And so, I have been playing ever since.
Because someday I'm going to slip a surprise in your stew. Now get away from me.
Defeat Azala's Poison Tongue?
Let the livestock.
Let's fight, come on.
Yeah,
Feel the fury.
Talking about you. I'm gonna smash you like that. You call that fighting?
I do call it fighting, you big mouth.
Now I'm getting serious. I can't let a little scrawny scrimp like you beat me.
Well, actually, there's two of us, so...
To get Poison Tongue under control.
I guess
Amazing.
I better sober up and get back to my guard post, huh?
Another personal victory.
So I have about, I don't know, I've streamed like 600 plus hours of Guild Wars 2. Took some getting used to going from harvesting resources, mass quantities, and fields of harvesters to hitting nodes with a pickaxe. Yeah, that's, well, I mean, that's the kind of thing that Star Wars Galaxies did that you just don't see in other games. The harvesting and crafting system in Guild Wars 2 is still, hands down, the best, most involving crafting, gathering system any game has ever had. And I don't even think it's close.
Go that way.
Need something?
Oh, that's unquenchable.
Spirits are
thirst.
soaring now that Poison Tongue's been reined in.
Thanks to whoever put that meathead in his place.
There were just so many incredibly innovative game systems in Galaxies. Now, it had a lot of problems at launch, too. Make no mistake. The balance was a travesty. If you are a fan of old-school Star Wars Galaxies, the chief designer, Raph Koster, has put together a series of 6 blog posts that are a post-mortem of the game. You do enjoy Guild Wars 2 a bit, but Galaxies was amazing. It's still amazing, because there were the things that it did so well, and seemingly no other game he wants to do at all, with crafting and the like.
Hail, citizen.
And, I mean, it was a game where a lot of people chose not to get involved in combat at all. You had people who would only dance for... There was a class of entertainer. There were dancers and musicians as separate professions that you would learn and gain XP through and get better at. And there were people who would only sit... That's what they would do. They would sit in a cantina and play music or dance, and they'd just chat with people. Now, they're providing a useful service, as you had to heal certain types of wounds, you had to basically sit in a cantina and watch somebody to feel better, to heal those specific types of wounds. You know, so there were people who did nothing but crafting, people who did nothing but gathering. And yes, there were combat professions. But that wasn't the entirety of the game. And that's what made it such a compelling thing at the time, was that it was so different from the rest of the MMOs that were out there, and to a great extent still is. So, if you get a Star Wars Galaxies player talking, like I've been, the odds are we're going to keep blabbing. It's a rare game that will get the kind of long-term loyalty that Galaxies has had. There are multiple private servers out there, some emulated, some running off leaked code. But there's also something to be aware about in the Star Wars Galaxies is it also is a bit of an ongoing, never-ending religious war between the different kinds of servers that are available. So, Nobody loves and hates Star Wars Galaxies quite as much as a Star Wars Galaxy player who might be from a different server. And if you've ever been, oh boy, yeah, and if you've ever gotten caught up in one of those discussions, actually prefer pre-combat upgrade, but the game was good when it ended. Yeah, I am by nature, certainly as a game design wonk, I prefer the pre-CU, the original version of the game, with the professions intact. I never played the CU when it was live. I did play the NGE towards the end. You always hear good things about Galaxies. Why is it not a big streaming community? Well, particularly in the original version, I have streamed it. In the original version, not all, if you were doing like I was talking about the entertaining, you know, it's not interesting to watch someone else do, because all they're doing is they're hitting occasional keys and then chatting with people. And by chatting, I mean, you know, text chat. And the crafting is interesting to see how it works, but not really interesting to see it done. And like a lot of older school MMOs, you know, a lot of the combat came down to just grinding. So I don't think there's an awful lot of potential for pulling people in for streaming. It's not impossible. I mean, I've gotten decent numbers when I've streamed it, that's for sure. But spreading outside of the already existing community is a big ask for that game. And I have just gotten a new chess piece. I have a tradition every time a leveling character gets a new item of attire, I randomly set their dies. Okay. Grapevine Red and Sea Green are our winners. And by winners, I don't mean actually winning. So it has a very, very loyal fan base. But it's also a splintered fan base amongst the different flavors of the game that existed. And it also, I think, has a rather niche appeal simply because of the way the game played. King Modano, thank you very, very much for the follow. But it's not uncommon to have it, you know, talked around in MMO circles when they're talking about games and game systems and the like. It was a very different and powerful expression of gaming differences. When they made their big change in the game systems, basically they took the system I've been describing of professions, where there were like 35 professions that you could mix and match. You had a total number of skill points that you could spend on learning skills. So you could be a creature handler and an entertainer, or a smuggler and a bounty hunter, or a droid maker and a doctor. Good evening, Major Kicks. When they changed the mechanics, it lost a bunch of people. In the long term, it actually ended up with more people. But yes, the people who were loyal fans at the time of the change were deeply disappointed. And it is the biggest betrayal any MMO has ever had. Because they changed it from a skill-based, profession-based system where you could mix and match. They changed it right in the middle to a class-based system. And they changed the way the entire game functioned. They changed it to level-based instead of skill-based. And the reason they did is they were unhappy that World of Warcraft had so many more people, because World of Warcraft had come out, and obviously that changed the gaming landscape. And the reasoning behind it, and this was said by one of the vice presidents, I think, at Lucas at the time, was people want to play Luke. They want to play Luke. They don't want to play Uncle Owen. And the fact of the matter is, there were a lot of people who wanted to play Uncle Owen. They wanted to play the dancer in the cantina. They didn't want to be the Jedi. but they changed it into a loot-based game, like WoW. And that's what beyond enraged the already existing player base. So they changed the entire game, and that's the reason why it's still famous as the biggest mistake any MMORPG ever made. It's like the opposite of what Final Fantasy XIV did, where the game came out as a failure and they changed it into a success. In this case, it was a success, not a huge success, but it had 200,000 or 300,000 subscribers. And they changed the game into something the people who were currently playing it no longer wanted to play. Now, over time, as they added more content and stuff, a lot of people played the game. They never played the original. They didn't know what changes had been made. And so for them, it doesn't have that feeling of betrayal behind it. Most of those subs were yours. I only had one sub. I never was one of the multiple subscription people. The reason people had multiple subscriptions for that game, for those of you who never played, is similar to why people have multiple subscriptions for EVE Online. You could only have one character per server in Star Wars Galaxies, just like you can only have one character getting experience at a time in EVE Online. It was not uncommon for people to have many subscriptions. In retrospect now, I know had I really considered the idea, I would have had multiples as well.
Feel the fury.
How about you all eat that? So EVE Online and Star Wars Galaxies are two of the games that have had a very large proportion of the player base paying multiple subscriptions at the same time. Now I have two Guild Wars 2 accounts. But hey, that doesn't have a sub. And Major Kicks wants me to get up and do laps around my chair. Give me a second.
Cut them down.
I have to let me murder all the blind mole rats.
Time to do another personal victory.
Artisan of Arms, my Guardian pistol. I've defeated 500 enemies. That's worth 5 achievement points. Oh, good. More of them show up. Fine. You guys are on your own. Not you guys. The guys fighting against the blind mole rats. As Major Kicks wants me to take a hike and suck. Alright, and now everyone gets to check out my butt as I walk multiple laps around my chair. It's a strange little ritual we have. But you know, when you're my age, you gotta get your exercise. I'm exhausted. I'm fine. All right, where are we off to now? Never got to play Galaxies, a tad too young. Brother was about to get you an account when they changed it. I can certainly understand him not wanting to go anywhere near the change. But, and by the way, if anyone is interested in us blathering about Star Wars Galaxies, there are a number of private servers out there. The two best known is Legends, which just today, I believe, released their the PvP implementation of the space combat the game had. So that's the version. Basically, they're running leaked code from when the game shut down. And then there is the Star Wars Galaxies emulator, or SWG EMU as it's called. And that is basically running emulated code of the version of the game as it originally existed.
Time to do some real damage.
There are also a number of others that are doing various bits and pieces. There's Restoration 3 is doing an implementation of the combat upgrade. But it's one of the games I have no qualms at all about playing on a private server. I personally am not comfortable playing on a private server of a game that's still functioning. But I play a lot of City of Heroes, and I have played a lot of Star Wars Galaxy's private servers. But for instance, I wouldn't be comfortable playing a private server for WoW. That's just a me thing. That's not a judgment on anyone else's choices. I have no problems. There's, for instance, a private server being made for Lord of the Rings Online. And I've got friends, a number of friends who play on that. And I have no issue with that at all. I believe the only upside of the change that some people were happy about was easier to finally become a Jedi, but ones who did it prior to the change felt screwed over, justifiably. I mean, the amount of work I put in and never got it. I mean, I wasn't playing at the time when they brought out the NGE. But I have friends who were, so I know what all that entailed. There was even an article in the New York Times about it, about how badly they had screwed up. Now, in the long term, it probably didn't really screw them up. When they shut down the servers eventually, they probably had more subs. But the players at the time felt completely betrayed. We got another player here. Let's res this. We'll res this person together. It is Abigail? Something like that. Now, what I'm hoping is that now that NCSoft has given an official license to the fan-based servers for City of Heroes, the Homecoming cluster, as it's called, that they'll give us access to the WildStar code, please, NCSoft. I'm begging you. Not likely, but I can hope. Another heart complete. I probably should sell some crap.
This is the only proper course.
No. Alright, we finished. Where's this heart vendor? Alright, grab the Vista. Heart vendor right down here. For you Guild Wars 2 fans, of whom I assume there's a fair number here, just guesswork on my part. I can't remember who it was. There was a Guild Wars 2 content creator who put a post today on Reddit. No, I have it bookmarked. What's that? Mazel, 27 tanky builds for open world gameplay. Soto edition. He just put a video out. It has a build for every spec that's meant for solo play in the open world. Exceptional crate tissues would be the crafting material that was needed to make the very best weaponry. I believe the only upside... Yeah, I got that. A friend of mine became the richest man on the server by being the best weaponsmith on the server Eclipse. Originally at launch, there was a weaponsmith named Smith & Wesson. And later on, there was a friend of mine who I actually got started on it, named Stryker. And the way I got him started is I needed a part that could only be made by weaponsmiths. For leveling up my smuggler. And so I saw the guy who had the weaponsmith title over his head, and I said, hey, can I pay you to make the following things? And he said, yeah, sure. And I said, hey, I've got an idea. I can make slicing kits. Slicing is a skill that allows you to randomly increase a weapon's either its damage or its attack speed. You make the slicing kits, I can slice up some weapons. You can sell pre-sliced weapons and charge a premium for them. And that's what he did. And eventually, it kicked in his own fiendish demonstration of capitalism on the server to be making the best weapons on the server and becoming the richest man on the server. Muon Gold, I sold a lot of Muon Gold. Muon Gold was a spice or drug that smugglers could make. I was the second Grandmaster smuggler on Eclipse. I would have been the first, except I made a mistake. I bought the Prima Guide. For those of you who don't know what a Prima Guide is, second. Any of you young kids who don't know what a Prima Guide is, this is a Prima Guide. This is the one for City of Heroes. I've got the Star Wars Galaxies one over here somewhere. Not sure where. And they were big, thick books filled with information, and they would come out before the game came out. And unfortunately, it had some information on Smuggler that was incorrect. And so I spent several days grinding something I didn't need to be grinding. And sadly, it meant I was the second guy to reach Grandmaster Smuggler. It scarred me for life. I'm fine, though. I got over it. I'm good now. Thank you. No, I'm not. All right, let's see. That one can be used. Still #1 Grandmaster Smuggler in your life? Aw. Thank you. I'm gonna cry. I'm crying inside. It's drier. No, I was part of a guild in Star Wars Galaxies, and we had a mall because the Star Wars Galaxies housing, like the crafting and gathering, is just about the best there's ever been. It's very similar to the EverQuest 2 housing, if you're familiar with EverQuest 2's housing system. I would say the other best housing in-game systems, WildStar had a great housing system, and Rift has a great housing system. But I don't think I've ever seen anyone show the creativity that the Star Wars Galaxies players did. Amazing. So that's the reason why Star Wars Galaxies and the discussion of it tends to show up in those who played, is it had a few systems that were just so good, so groundbreaking. Won the Galactic Home Show on a couple of occasions, very nice. I didn't. That is another follow. Just Trell, thank you very, very much. I'm going to go ahead and throw in, for anyone who's followed, I'm going to give you my spiel again. Here we go. Got to loosen up. Old man's got to stretch. Welcome to my humble little stream of misfunction, malfunction, dysfunction. Did I miss one? I did. Welcome my humble, misfunction, malfunction, dysfunction, and just like right there, complete and total unfunction. You're most welcome indeed, and thank you very, very much for the follow. I swear I didn't do that on purpose.
Feel the fury.
At least I didn't do what I've done on a couple of occasions where I got tongue-tied and said, welcome to my humble little stream of misfunction, MILF function. As I put miss and malfunction together and came away with MILF function, and that was not what I intended at all. Would make for an interesting stream, though. Yep, scales. And believe it or not, that whole spiel came to me ad hoc, impromptu one night, and I've stuck with it because I kind of liked it. Scales.
Feel the fury.
I probably need more spiels, though. I kind of have a spiel now when I start my stream, and sort of a spiel when I end it. So I guess maybe I kind of have 3 spiels. Still, can a man ever have too many spiels? I'm not sure. What are we, about 30%? Yeah, 24. I'm a failure. Certain hearts in certain maps are just slow. ArenaNet, because I know you're watching, because of course you are. In your copious spare time, could you retune the percent progress we get for all these things? And that would be nice. Just some of the hearts, a few of the hearts. A little bit excruciating. Just a little. One more. Will one more be enough? I'm dubious. Will it be enough? It was. And a level. The daily double. With the hound right there, like that, eat that. Delicious. Where are we at in the points? 38. We're throwing our points into Radiance next, so we're just a few levels away. Where are we? North. I can never remember. Is the spider cave up here? Yes, it is. I think. No, it's not. Maybe it is? Yes, it is. I was just a little bit off. Not much. This is a dead end, so that's a mistake. Pardon me, guys, just coming through. Excuse me, pardon me, pardon me. Oops, wrong way. Multiple wrong way turns. You'd think I'd never played this game before. Wow, that's another one. Sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I'm new here. I'm really confused. I've taken multiple wrong turns. I'm continuing to make wrong turns. I've stopped making wrong turns, guys.
Feel the fury.
Show me this magnificent meat of yours, and if that is not an innuendo, I have no idea what would be. That ooze was asking for trouble. Alright, now let's see if I can avoid stumbling into the, like, legendary or whatever critter it is in here and actually get out. Probably not. Maybe. My sense of direction has successfully navigated the equivalent of a jumping puzzle. It's a steering puzzle. Another waypoint. I tend to level by doing map completions. As I said, I find it relaxing, and also it occasionally gifts me with a Black Lion chest key. I'm not scared. Okay, I'm slightly scared. There we go. I've had enough of you. We're on Radiance. And another waypoint. And Vista. And creepy looking thing. That's Abaddon, right? Am I right? Yeah, that doesn't look like Abaddon. It's got the tentacles, though, as if it was Abaddon. Is that everything up here? Yes, yes, yes. We'll start down the eastern map edge. I'm a bit of a creature of habit. A bit. That's an understatement. I tend to go around the outside of a map when I'm doing a map completion and then go back to the middle bits. Alright, why is it showing me there's unexplored stuff? I guess it's not actually here, it's over there somewhere. Alright. My most played class is Guardian. I've done all of the single player available content on my Guardian. Even when Guardian was not good. You just can't go wrong with Guardian Greatsword. 3-4-2. That'll get you through so much stuff in the game.
Feel the fury.
Also done an awful lot of content for the last couple of years on Mechanist because it's a good one for stream. Because, well, frankly, a lot of time you can press 1 and chat while you kill everything. a high skill floor. English is hard. So I need to go through the
You'll have to hit much harder.
the video I mentioned earlier and browse that and see if I can tidy up gearing and rotations on a number of the specs that I'm notably not very good with. I have one character devoted to each spec. Yeah, I'm gonna have to stick with the. It's possible I'm mental. Oh, come on! Stop, Rob, walking away from me. Can't you see I need to incinerate you? Thank you. Another couple of players here? Yeah, another couple of players. Well, let me res Hazarar Raise Knight. Oh. Now, you see this person, those are low floors, they're easier to walk on. The low ceilings, however, are not good. And they get a crick in my neck. This person, however, is, as much as I like him and he's helping me out, he is committing one of the cardinal sins in any MMO.
You'll have to hit much harder.
He has a pet, and he has not renamed it. Now there are pets that you can't rename. Necromancers, I feel your pain. But if you can rename your pet, just show it the common courtesy and dignity. Give it a name. You know, a mechanist who hasn't named his companion, that's a sad thing. I have Dave the Murder Bot. Dave loves his name. And all of my various and sundry rangers, their pets all get names. It was such a nice day early in the life of Guild Wars 2 for rangers when they changed it so that if you swapped your pets out, they didn't forget their names. Because originally, you know, if you had a bear and a cat and you swapped the cat out for a bird, your cat would forget its name and go back to being juvenile cat. Yep. It was such a nice little quality of life change. Thank you, ArenaNet. But when I see a ranger like that other guy that was just there, who hasn't named his pet, it brings a tear to my eye. Metaphorical tear, not actual tear. I can't afford those anymore. So if you have a mechanist or a ranger, show your pet you love them. Give them a name. I saw one guy who had renamed his, let's say, juvenile spider and has named it as a juvenile cat. You see? This one's a juvenile warthog. If it was named juvenile lizard, that would be an awareness of the fact that his pet has an identity and he chooses to mess with it. We are 42% done with the map. Grab this Vista. Cum laude, cum laude, cum laude Vista. That is an old camp reference. Do kids still go to summer camps? I have no idea.
Have at you! Feel the fury! Time to do some real damage.
Let me res Hark Blastbone, I believe was his name. And Iron Legion Engineer. Oh, come on, Hark! Didn't you hear what I was just saying about naming your pets? I mean, this one was just named Iron Legion Engineer. That's embarrassing. Oh, I kind of missed. I'll take care of that. Iron Legion Engineer. And they're about to kill the guy I just rezzed. Stupid humans.
Time to do some real damage.
Filthy separatists. Eat flaming guardian lead.
We're not finished yet. Protect me. Can't stop until this thing.
Did I miss again? I did.
It's not looking good.
No, I didn't. Aha! I leveled up again. They're running off.
To do some real damage.
Ha! Got him. All right, now we get to kill some ghosts. They're the ghost with the most, baby. Anyone remember that? Because that's about to become a thing again. Beetlejuice is coming to theaters near you. That is a new gauntlet, which is, of course, an item of attire, and hence, time for new dies. Drum roll, please. It's early Christmas. Bloodstone Dark Coral, Glossy Black, and Lime Breeze. Granted, generally speaking, one doesn't consider lime to be a Christmassy color, but close enough. Sorta. Ish. Did I miss something over there? I don't know. I don't think so. But it didn't draw in, so we gotta find out for sure. Can I get out this way? Let's find out. I can. Lol.
Feel the fury.
I'm not in a heart space. Although my understanding is the fastest way to level up, outside of, using a boost, is to go to a very lightly traveled location and just kill mobs because of the XP multiplier that kicks in for the longer the mobs have been around. Isn't there a POI? No. Okay. Well, there's the POI. I was correct. There's a POI and another player. Or two players. One player just happens to be a mesmer. Hence, I was confused. It happens when you get older. All right. Now we have a semi-jumping puzzle. Where do we start? Is it over here? Yeah. All right. And we're off.
Feel the fury.
That... I can't remember. Yeah, there we go. Yep. I need to... I came too far. Yeah. There we are. Ghosts. No, that's not the right way. No, I don't think that's it. I think we have to hit this again. Pardon me, excuse me, pardon me. Foolish mage. Ghost mage. That was a very spirited attempt. Sorry. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I think I screwed up. I'm pretty sure I screwed up. Yeah, I screwed up. That's not good. Not happy with the screw up. Okay. I'm not sure if I can get back up or not. Maybe. Hopefully. I can. There was much rejoicing. Hooray. I did it again. Not as much rejoicing this time. Do I have to jump across? Thought I did. Maybe I don't. But I did. I succeeded anyway. Catch.
Time to do some real damage.
Jump! And under the stairs we go. Well, somebody took care of the veteran until he showed up right again. It depends. If it's a JP that I find interesting and not frustrating, yeah, I'll do it the real way. If it's going to be somewhat frustrating to very frustrating, I am willing to choose it. And if worse comes to worse, I do have the best friend you can possibly have for jumping puzzles. I do have a prototype position rewinder. Did I view that? I did not, I don't think. There we go. And wow, I don't have the move to a more crowded map. Or Mesmer. Mesmer's not cheesing it because somebody has to do it. Now, they might be cheesing it, but you can pretend you had no idea that they were cheesing it. And certainly back when it was a regular thing on the daily rotations, I would take the Mesmer portals. If it was one of the more challenging ones, I would occasionally tip. That was one of the nice things Guild Wars 2 had as well. It had a tip command. So basically, you could just send somebody money. I guess you could do that here too. It has an extra step. But you could target someone and just type /tip 1,000 and it would send him 1,000 credits from your bank. But for instance, I did Chalice of Tears with the prototype position rewinder. Without it, no. Just no. Yeah, I can't even conceive of doing it without the prototype position rewinder. Yeah, I didn't think the grubs gave anything. That's right, it's the grub repellent you have to use on the grubs. And that grub ducked out. Clever grub. Not sure that's a phrase that gets said much, but grub, weeds, shovel. Yoink the weeds. Don't remember what you do with the hungry chicken. Evidently, I could shoot the hungry chicken. That seems a bit sociopathic, so maybe next time. Stop chickens from feeding. So, shoot them? The chickens are invulnerable. So, well, they knew MMO players. If you put chickens out there that you can shoot, somebody's going to shoot them. We are nothing if not predictable in certain narrow cases. If you put a mechanic in your game for players to grief other players, they will. As any WoW player who's ever heard the woot woot sound over and over and over again. Shadow Sinner. Shadow Sinner? Does that mean he sins in the shadows? Or that he sins with shadows? I have questions. Defeat separatists. Sure. Hi. And so it begins. Shadow Sinner. I'm not sure about that one. Gotta say. I mean, I know they're Char, and they've got their ways, and some of them are pretty strange. But Shadow Sinner? Brimstone? Ritlock Brimstone? Sure, Brimstone, I get. Oh, come on, I just shot that thing down. And they're regenerating because they're on the other side of the gate, which I just shot down. That was weird. Lots of separatists gotta, you know, suffer for their sins. Pardon me, sir. Sir? Or, sir and or ma'am. I think I get progress for shooting the gates. Significant. I do find the double pistol to be a viscerally satisfying weapon loadout for the Guardian. I've always enjoyed the greatsword.
Feel the fury.
Fiddling with the hammer a little bit today, and it felt only iffy. But I haven't done much with it. Is there a problem? Do you have an owie? Would you like me to seek medical attention for you? Stop fixing that. You fixed it again. Now I just have to knock it down again. No, I don't. Heart is complete. I can leave it up. It's fine. It'll be fine. Pardon me. Excuse me. First of all, it was human separatists, and now separatists, and now Char separatists. I guess, to quote a well-known band, you've got to keep them separated. Sorry. Old guy makes old guy references. You kids today. Get off of my lawn? Blood Legion. Look at Blood Legion. I tell you, lazy, sleeping on the job. What a Blood Legion thing to do. Yeah, I think I can take you, actually, fella. Another separatist. Let's do this. What? Get shot by me? Get sliced by the Blood Legion soldier who wasn't asleep? The refugee signpost. That's from the Living World Season 1 stuff, right? I think. I think there's an achieve for, like, fixing a whole bunch of the signs and stuff. Uh-huh. Oh. I missed completely.
Feel the fury.
The auto attacks are pretty solid though with the big thumper. And mine. Wreckage. Crawling through the wreckage. Close. Another refugee signpost. I don't think that's good for any of the heart progress, though. No, it's not.
For Blood Legion.
So I'm going to finish up this heart, and then I'm going to call it an evening, and I will pass you off to someone else, as Erlosen was kind enough to pass you off to me. someone else who's throwing out the drops. I will be back tomorrow at my usual time of 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern, middle of the night in Europe. Early morning in Asia and Australia. I'll be playing more Guild Wars 2, be doing more leveling, because right now I'm just kind of enjoying, more than he is, the leveling process again. And I do want to thank all of you for hanging out with me tonight.
Do your worst. They'll have to hit much harder.
Especially those who popped in with Aralozen after his oh-so-kind raid. But also to those of you who've been known to pop in beforehand. All in all, a noteworthy evening for me to have so many people. And I am very appreciative of it. Thank you all muchly. Let me put myself over here, sell a little bit of junk.
Report.
Again, I want to thank you all for hanging out. Let me check and see who I might be able to drop you off with. Let's see. How about Emmy? I've never rated Emmy before, I don't think. So I'm going to try to do that. Now, that will only apply for those of you who are Twitch viewers. The YouTubers will have to manage on their own. As far as I know, that is not an allowed function. So I'm going to take care of that. Let's see. Try that again. There we are. I'm going to start the rating process. Again, I want to thank all of you for hanging out with me. As always, I am very, very appreciative. Hopefully, you will see me soon. Have a great night tonight. Take care. And ciao for now. Good night, guys.